Hi all, welcome to Yoga for Mindful Performance. Today we'll be heading into a shorter yoga practice to experience some of the techniques of mindfulness that we speak about here in Enduromind. So let's get started. Start in child's pose. Gather your toes the very back of your mat, and then either bring your knees together or take your knees as wide as your yoga mat. And then from this space, crawl your fingertips forward. Keep your hips anchored towards your heels. Very gently release the space between your eyebrows into the ground. In this very first posture of our yoga practice, take a full body scan. So from the very tips of your fingers, down through your forearms, your upper arm bones, all the way into the top of your head. Walk your awareness down through the backside of your chest, down your spine. Notice how you feel in your belly and across your hips. Are you tight? Are you open? Continue to scan your body down your legs. Do you feel light? Do you feel heavy? Just take a few moments here to scan the fullness of your body from fingers to toes. Just check in, see how you are today. Now shift your awareness to your breath. Take a deep inhale. Softly exhale out your mouth. Once more like that. Breathe in. Notice what it feels like to be full. And then exhale everything out. Notice what it feels like to get empty. And as you're ready, press into your palms, lift your chest up, and come to a comfortable seat. Cross your shin bones one in front of each other. And we'll take a nice side body stretch here. So plant your right hand down into the ground outside of your right hip. And then inhale, reach your left arm up and overhead. You might find a little bit deeper of a side body stretch here, but notice how your outer left hip wants to come along from the ride. Ground down into your outer left sit bone, and really notice where you feel the stretch all along this left side of your rib cage. And here, bring your awareness to your breath. Take a full breath in, feel your rib cage expand. And then a full breath out, feel the front gate of your ribs close. Two more like that. Breathe in. Full breath out. One more inhale. Full exhale. Next breath in. Come all the way up through center. Just take a moment here to pause. Feel the difference between your sides from your left to your right side. Without judgment, just simply noticing how you feel here. Just gather information as you start your practice. Take another full breath in, fill all the way up. And then exhale, release your left hand towards the ground. Reach your right arm up and overhead. And do all the same things you did on the first side. So really, truly anchor down into your outer right sit bone. From the connection of your sit bone, stretch your upper arm a little bit further away. And then bring your awareness to your right rib cage. Feel with every breath in a full expansion. And then with every exhale out, a slight tone of your belly in and up. Yeah, mindfulness can help us to tap into even these most subtle differences in our physical body. Take two more rounds of breath here. Really feel what you feel. One more, breathe in. Full breath out. Inhale, come up through center. And then as you exhale, plant your palms at the very top of your mat and come to a tabletop pose. Stack your shoulders directly over top of your wrist creases and your hips over top of your knees. On your next inhale, tip your belly towards the earth, lift your sit bones to the sky, and then pull your chest forward for a cow pose. Exhale, press into your palms, round your chin into your chest, cat pose. Do that again. Inhale, tip your tailbone high, lift your chest forward. Exhale, round into yourself. Two more, warm up your spine. Breathe in. Cow pose. Breathe out. Cat pose. Last one, inhale. Cow. Exhale, empty out. Cat pose. We'll come to a neutral spine. So squeeze the front gate of your rib cage together. Zip your belly in and up. Tuck your toes under. And then lift your sit bones up and back for downward facing dog. So especially if you have really tight hamstrings here, take your feet out almost as wide as your yoga mat and bend your knees generously. Yeah, so that you really feel the stretch in the belly of your hamstrings rather than in the mobility of your lower back. Good. Press down firmly into your palms to hike your sit bones up and back. Take a deep, full breath in, full breath out. And then just as we did in those side body stretches, take this time here to scan from whatever is touching the earth. This time it's your feet and your palms rather than your sit bones. And notice the space that you can create just as you did from your sit bones all the way out through your side body and your fingertips in that seated pose. So we really want to focus on creating space from our feet to the tops of our sit bones, and then from our hands to the tops of our sit bones. And if none of that quite lands right here, right now, that's totally great. You just focus on your breath. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We'll hold here for another few rounds of breath. And just take note, without judgment, where your mind begins to wander. For the remainder of this practice, whenever you notice your mind wandering, can you gently and kindly coax your awareness back to the present here and now? And a beautiful place to land is through the anchor of your breath. So all together, take one more full breath in, full breath out. Good work. Lift up to your toes, crawl your feet all the way to the top of your mat, and take ragdoll pose. Keep your feet out wide, like so that they're not even touching, and then hook palm to opposite elbow. Same thing here. Bend your knees really generously. And so what again this does is it takes the stretch out from just our lower back and into the back side of our legs. So mindfully focus your awareness. Where do you feel the sensation? If you feel, again, sensation in your low back, bend your knees more. If you feel strain in the back of your neck, release the top of your head towards the ground. And then last thing here, bring your attention to your feet. Notice, where do you feel your weight? Do you feel more weight in the tops of your feet? In the backs of your feet? To one side or the other? Here, intentionally press down evenly through all four corners of your feet. The insides, the outsides, the fronts, the backs. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. Slowly release your hands down to the ground and then bone by bone, curl all the way up to stand. Spiral your palms alongside you to face the front of your space. And lift your heart and chest brightly up. On your next inhale, sweep your fingertips up, mountain pose. And then exhale, forward fold. Fold right back down to the ground where you came from. On your next inhale, bring your hands to your shins or something solid. Halfway lift. pull your sit bones back behind you and reach your head and your crown of your head forward. Take another full breath in. And then as you exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of your mat, lower your left knee down, inhale your arms up, Anjaneyasana. So sometimes this can be a lot on our back knee. So if you feel any pain here, it's like pain rather than discomfort, which we'll talk about in a moment, you can roll your yoga mat over and give yourself a little extra padding. Great. So once you find the variation of this shape that works for you, take a moment here to just gather what it feels like to be in a space of discomfort versus pain. So pain is going to feel like really sharp, acute, specific, intense sensation. Discomfort might feel like an overwhelming or just a in general sensation that gets you out of your comfort zone. A lot of times we'll feel this is when we stay in this stretch for quite a while. You might start to feel it in the front of your left hamstring. So just to do a little check-in, untuck your back toes. Press down now through the tops of your left foot, and then lift your left knee away from the ground. Notice if you feel a little more discomfort here. You really start to feel the front of your left leg fire up, even the back left glute. All right, so now that we know what discomfort feels like, slowly lower your left knee down, plant your palms, and then step back to a high plank pose. Shift forward onto your tiptoes, inhale. Then exhale, lower your knees down to the ground, release your belly down to the ground. Untuck your toes, and your inhale, roll up for a cobra pose. Pull your upper arm bones towards the sky, and then press your chest forward. Take another full breath in. Exhale, lower down. Child's pose. Plug your palms into the ground. Press your hips back towards your heels. Maybe you can take a moment here to just notice how this shape feels. You've already been here once in today's practice. Maybe something has shifted. Take a full breath in. A full breath out. Come forward, tabletop. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, stretch your right leg up towards the sky. 3-leg downward facing dog. Press your heart back towards your left thigh bone. Take another full breath in. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. On your next inhale, pull your chest forward, create space in your lower back, and exhale, step your left foot to meet your right. Breathe in, halfway lift, reach your chest forward. Exhale, refold. Inhale, rise to stand, reach all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, gather your palms to your heart. Take a moment here to, again, just notice how one side of your body feels, how the other side of your body feels. Do you feel more openness, more ease, more tightness? Where do you feel these sensations? Without judgment, or without needing to fix anything, change anything. Just be in this space of openness. Take a deep breath in. A long exhale. Next breath in, extend a mountain. Reach your arms up high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Release your hands down low to the ground. Halfway lift, breathe in. This time, exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. So you have the same options here. You can fold a mat, or if you have a towel, slide it underneath your right knee. And then check in here. Notice how you feel. From your feet all the way up through your legs, your hips, your torso, all the way up through your neck, your shoulders. Where and what do you feel? And just as we did in that mountain pose, again, there's no need to judge anything, to change anything. We're just doing yoga. Just notice what you feel and where you feel it. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Let's turn up the intensity. Untuck your right toes, if they're not already there. Now press down firmly into your right foot. Lift your right leg, right knee away from the ground. Good. Notice where you feel it here. We're only here for 3. Breathe through it. Yeah, nothing's going to change. Just stay through the sensation for 2 and 1. Nice. Lower your right knee down, plant your hands, and step back to down dog. And what's really wonderful about yoga is it's a practice that can remind us how easy it is to begin again. So just as much as we can feel a deeply sensational pose, it eventually ends and we go to the next. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Shift forward to your high plank and lower your knees and your chest all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes, cobra pose. Pull your heart forward, slide your upper arm bones back, breathe in. Exhale, lower down, child's pose. Press your hips back towards your heels. Release your forehead to the ground. Deep breath in. Full breath out. As you're ready, pull yourself forward, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Your next inhale, reach your left heel high. Take a deep, full breath in. Press your chest to your right thigh bone. Exhale, step your left foot between your thumbs. Look to the top of your mat. Get long through your side body. And exhale, step your right foot to meet your left. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, gather your palms at your chest. Take a moment here to just feel. Perhaps you even take a full body scan just as you did in our first child's pose. From the top of your crown to the roots of your feet. Inhale deeply. Again, exhale completely. Flutter your eyes open. And then step your left foot to the back of your mat. Seal down through all 4 corners of your left foot. Open your arms out to a T. Open your chest out to the long edge of your mat. Warrior 2. Good. So you have a few options here for your warrior 2 in terms of stance. You can either take a really long warrior 2, where your right knee is over your right ankle, right thigh bone is parallel to the earth, or perhaps you need a little bit shorter. Yeah, you need a little bit higher up. So first, really discern what kind of shape you need. Your warrior 2. You're needing a little bit more challenge, more fire. Gotta take a longer stance, more stability, shorter stance. And then wherever you go, lengthen up. Again, from you hear this cue a lot. Lengthen through your sideways. So from your hips to your armpits, get really long. And then take all that length and stretch it out through your fingertips. From here, settle your gaze over your right middle finger. This is another way to settle our awareness, to settle our mind, our focus, is to the power of our vision. In yoga, we call it our drishti, our gaze. And it's a really wonderful practice because as we start to feel our shoulders burn, as we feel our legs talking back to us, they're starting to be on fire. Without numbing out those sensations, you can channel your awareness, your gaze, simply to your right middle finger. And notice how through a single pointed focus, you can still feel all the sensations. I still feel my shoulders on fire. I still feel my legs hollering at me because they're working hard. Yet I have this soft determination through my gaze. It gives me purpose, it gives me staying power. So take this next 3 rounds of breath. Notice if you can see single-pointed focus through your gaze, yet feel the totality of your sensations. Full breath in. Full breath out. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Inhale. Full exhale. And slowly dial your right toes in so that they match your left foot. And then we're just going to switch sides. So maybe you give yourself a few big arm circles here. We're going directly into the left side. So pivot your left foot so that it's parallel with the long edge of your mat. Spiral your right foot so that it's in basically parallel with the back edge, the short edge of your mat. Then again, expand your arms out. So here, what's wonderful, we have 2 sides. So you got to experience the right side as something new. It was the first time we'd done Warrior 2. And here, yes, it's the first time that we're taking Warrior 2 on the left side. However, our mind has already seen this pose just in a slightly different perspective. It's seen this pose from the perspective of the right side. So the opportunity here is to really step into the beginner's mindset, to relinquish any expectation, any preconceived notion of what this pose ought to be because of how it was on the right. Instead, really and truly, can you shed any judgment or attachments that you may have picked up on the right side of your Warrior 2, like, I know we're going to be here for a while, or I know that my shoulders are going to be on fire. Can you release all of those and simply allow this to be a new experience, a fresh experience? And now perhaps you choose to utilize the tool of your drishti. Settle your gaze to your left middle finger. And as you settle your gaze to your left middle finger, still feel all that you feel while keeping your attention to one single point of focus. Take 3 more rounds of breath here. Inhale. Full exhale. Feel it. Inhale. Full exhale. It's okay. You can stay. 1 more. Breathe in. Full exhale. And then on your next inhale, dial your left toes in to match your right. Circle your arms up high. Take a full breath in. Then hinge from your hips. Exhale. Fold over your legs. So from here, you can either, again, depending on the stretchability in your hamstrings, you can either keep your legs pretty long and straight or bend generously into your legs so that you relieve some of the pressure in your low back. Either plant your hands in line with the arches of your feet, or if you'd like, you can crawl your hands forward, almost like a downward facing dog. Pull your sit bones back behind you and then stretch your fingertips long out in front of you. It might feel really nice through your spine. It might feel really nice with your shoulders. And then wherever you go, let your head hang heavy. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then very slowly walk your hands underneath of you. Pivot to face the front of your mat. Step your left foot to your right. Bend into your knees. Lower all the way down into your sit bones. So once again, we'll take our easy pose. This time, anchor your right hand outside of your right hip. Then take a full breath in, reach your left arm up. Exhale, twist. Place your right hand outside of your thigh. And then notice again, this time, your outer left hip is going to want to come along for the ride. So tug your left sit bone back. so that you keep your hips in square alignment. Take a full breath in and twist as you exhale. Slowly unravel, come back through center, and then inhale, reach your opposite arm up high. Exhale, plant your palm out wide. You'll notice if your right hip wants to come along, just very gently tug your outer right sit bone down and back. Take a deep breath in, a full breath out. You slowly crawl yourself through center, and then inhale, reach your arms up high. Hinge from your hips. Exhale, fold over your legs. Now, it depends again a lot on the mobility and flexibility, I should say, in your back. So if this is a lot for you to fold forward, you can even come down into your elbows and then plant your forehead into your palms. Or if you have a stack of books or pillows, you can place them there. But if you're kind of bendier, you can just fold all the way down. Wherever you are, again, take this time to just check in with new sensations. Where and what do you feel? Full breath in. Full breath out. And as you're ready, slowly press yourself up. And then you're going to switch your opposite shin bone in front. So I had my right shin bone forward, so I'm just going to switch it out to my left. And then we'll take one more breath in, just even it on both sides, and then exhale, fold forward. And you have about 5 rounds of breath here so that we feel even through our stretches. And just as you did in your warrior 2, you went from one side to the next. Allow yourself the same opportunity for the beginner's mind. Release any expectation or thinking of what this should be like. And just experience the here and now. Full breath in. Full breath out. Slowly press yourself up. And then as you're ready, release all the way down into your back. We'll finish today's practice with one of my favorite poses, Shavasana. You'll simply extend your legs out to the top 2 corners of your mat. Send your arms alongside you. Maybe even shake a little bit here. Let go of any extra tension or energy in your body. And then if it feels available, close your eyes. Allow yourself just a very short stay in this pose. A moment for your body to absorb all the work you just did. And if you notice your mind wandering off, kindly and with compassion, guide your attention back into your body, back into the here, back into the now. If you feel that you need an anchor to the here and now, just land your awareness on your breath. you have the time, you can stay in your final resting pose. Otherwise, very slowly bend into your fingers, wiggle into your toes, plant your feet into the ground. Roll over to one side of your body. And being as heavy as you can, press yourself up to a seat. Gather your palms at your chest. Bow your chin down towards your thumbs. We'll close today's practice with a full breath in. An audible exhale out. Lift your thumbs to your third eye. It's the space of wisdom that resides between our eyebrows, space of intuition. And from this space of intuition and wisdom, we bow forward and say, Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here today. Again, this was Yoga for Mindful Performance. Stay tuned for more practices like this. And again, I'm Lizzie Brown here with Enduromind. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.